Hey guys, is anyone there? Oh, we've got three people at least. Not alone. Can everyone hear me? Sometimes I wish this was like two-way street where we can all talk to each other. Ismail wrote, Assalamu alaikum. I am so excited. Our pride, Asma, thank you so much. I hope you are doing well. See you soon. Eager to talk to this. Thank you so much, Ismail. I hope that you are also here. So today's agenda is going to be looking into market cycles. So I understand there's a lot of people. Hi, Ellie. Hey, Rami. Got some Arabs in the house. That's good. So today's session is to look into the market cycle. So there is a rhythm, there's a pattern when we're trying to trade. Okay, we don't trade every single day like every single day. Not every single day is the same. And we have to know when to stop trading, when to push on the gas, or when to kind of change our trading strategy or trading style. So the reason why I wanted to come here and do this live is because whenever we get a weekly red candle on Bitcoin, it signifies that the whole entire week is going to be iffy. So the best thing to do if you don't want to be losing any money is that the moment that you see there's a red weekly candle on Bitcoin, you do not trade any altcoins. Just get out of the whole entire altcoins, or you just take profits from the previous week and never enter for the entire week. And then you start to enter when the week is about to finish, and then you start like Saturday, Sunday, coming into Monday with the new week starts, then you start to climb in and make new trades. Does that make sense? Now, what I've realized over the years of me trading is two things. Very critical. By the way, it's very different than stocks. The crypto just works completely different. I realize when we get heavy red by the beginning of the week, so say, for example, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, red, heavy reds, and the altcoins come smashing down and everyone's feeling hopeless again. Usually Friday and then Saturday, Sunday, you start to see things pick up. And vice versa is true. Whenever you see green, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is green, you tend to see that the last 2-3 days are always going to be red again. And then this is where, so I started to pick up on these patterns because, of course, trading is a pattern thing. If you're good at picking up patterns, guys, that's why I say the best people in trading are not mathematicians. The best people who are able to trade, and I think are going to be phenomenal at trading, are artists. Those who can see or have like eye for detail. Those who are literally painters, believe it or not, people who are picking up on the slightest change of anything. Those are the make the best. People think it's just you have to be a good mathematician. Absolutely not. You don't need to even know anything about finance or economics. You need to just be so good at picking up details. So I realized that. So whenever you guys see that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday starts very solid green, you should know there's going to be taking profit by the end of the week. Not every single person is a swing trader like me in the market. You have to understand that. You've got computers, algos, you have scalp traders, you have day traders, and you also have weekly traders, which are swing traders. And not everyone trades my strategy. Some people want to take profits by the end of the week. Some people want to take profits by the end of the day. So you have to understand that you're not the only one playing that same strategy in the market. So you have to, when I'm trading, for example, and I know that I'm a swing trader and I know that this is the profit target I'm having, when I see sell-offs, I'm like, okay, scalpers are taking profits. Or I can immediately assume that, okay, now day traders are locking in before they go to sleep. So I can, because I'm not the only one playing. So you have to think out of you. And that's so important when you're trading, guys. You have to think out of you. You're not the only one. Think of it like think about like when you're playing football. You've got other people who are good at their own things. I don't know what my sons call them, defense and offense, whatever. And like you've got the goalie. Each person has their own like objective when they're playing, right? You have to assume every single person has their own objective. You can't just think of by yourself. Think out of you. So what I'm going to do from now onwards, and this is going to be the strategy for everyone in the group, is that once we have a strong Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have to assume that Friday close by the end of the week. Friday, Saturday, we're going to get red. So it's better to close by Thursday, for example. Take profits by Thursday so you don't have to give up all your profits back by Friday and Saturday. Does that make sense? Please tell me, guys, get this an interactive session. because I would love for you guys to ask questions, make it, I don't want to be the only one talking. And the same is true when with Bitcoin. So it's not only altcoins, guys, also Bitcoin. So for example, it's also cyclical, right? We start the new cycle. So April is the tax year. Okay, perfect, Rami. Thank you for the feedback. So tax year is always for America as well as the UK as well as Europe is usually in April. And you have to assume you're not the only one. Even if you live in a tax-free country, you're not the only one trading. You have to understand, okay, the US market is opening at this time, 2:30, usually my UK time. I have to also assume, okay, when I'm about to go to sleep, China's trading or Singapore's trading. These guys have big bucks. And usually they are the majority of the traders and the best traders in the market. So you have to assume, okay, if I'm trading at the zone that I'm in, when is it going to have more activity? So I know, for example, when I first wake up at around 8:30, I go through my scan list. I've got my own watch list. So I go through them all and see, okay, which one is popping up for me? And then I go scanning into the pattern setup to see whether it's actually making sense or not. Shall I go into it? And if I wanted to go into it, but I feel a little bit iffy, okay, maybe I should reduce my capital size, not go 100% in. Anyways, I shortlist my trades that I'm going to do for the entire day. But then I assume by 2:30, that's I'm waking up at 8:30, guys. But by 2:30, I know that I should have all my trades locked in, because by 2:30, America wakes up because that's 8 o'clock their time, and they trade heavily. And by the end of the day, okay, when we're trying to, America's about to like close, the stock market's trying to close. We're so tired, we're exhausted in the UK and in Europe. We're about to like literally end the day. China, okay, they're starting to trade and load up either for the next day or even doing the day trades they have to do. Do you see what I mean? So you have to assume when activity is the most. So you have to be very, very vigilant. Guys, I promise you something, okay? Yes, I am good at maths. I've always been good at maths. I think paper maths more than arithmetic maths. So I've always been good with my pen and papers. But the thing that really, really helped me when it comes to trading, and this is something people will literally underestimate, is the fact that I'm actually also a painter. I'm an artist. So I paint and I pick up on lines. Like if I show it my canvas to anyone, they're probably never going to see anything on it. But for me, I could see so many things on it that's wrong. That's the same thing you need to pick up on, okay? And the other thing, you need to be very, very vigilant, like even emotionally. Like for example, something might not even make sense, like practically on the chart it might not make sense, but there's a sixth sense that you've got. Sixth sense really, really help you, and it helped me so much. I'm not saying for everyone who just entered the market, use your sixth sense and that's it, you're good to go. When you're doing this for a good number of years, you start to understand the charts like you're understanding your child. You know, when they get grumpy, when they're being happy, this is how and you need to start trusting yourself. Like for example, Iris was one of them. I was looking at it, and I promise you guys, I was just sitting here like this, exactly like this, looking at it before I even made any move. I looked at charts, quickly went into it. I was like, this is going to break out. This is going to break out. But because I had like a very bad instance with Iris back in, I think it was 2022 or 3, I was like, I'm not going to trade this coin again. But I looked at it and I didn't want to trade it at all. I was stubborn enough. But my heart told me it's going to break up. If I had just gone in with my 5x leverage that I was doing, I would have been 500% up. You know what I mean? Because my intuition was telling me, though, even though the chart was telling me, you know, not to, my head was telling me not to do it. The chart was telling me it's going to break up. My head was telling me not to do it. And my sixth sense told me to do it, but I didn't go with my sixth sense. So the moral of the story is that sometimes you go against what the chart tells you to be able to trust your intuition. And sometimes the vice versa. Go with what the price is saying and ignore your intuition. So you need to know when to do both. You absolutely need to know when to do both. I'm an emotional person outside of trading. Like, of course, I'm a female. I'm an emotional woman, as I am. Thank you. I like this. I like this compliment. I've just got a tan, so that's a good compliment to have. So what I'm trying to say is that outside trading, I am very, very emotional as a person. Like I am hyper, and when I get sad, it's obvious. When I get happy, it's very obvious. But when it comes to trading, I really need to kind of manage my emotions, because I know if I was to chase every green candle, or if I'm going to panic sell on every red candle, I'm gonna go bust. Literally, I'm gonna go bankrupt. So the best thing to do is know when to, if you feel like your heart is telling you, go full force, Trust that emotion. And I think that was what really, really like catapulted me back in 2021 when I was trading. I told you guys a story. I started with 20K again, and then it went up to 60K. And then something inside of me just told me, looked at the market, that I was like, something about the market is going to just go like a bloody waterfall. It's going to burst. And I got into leverage trading at that time. I was started with 2x only, but every single time I was making $1,000, $2,000. I was cashing in, 1,000, 2,000, and all of a sudden I was making 5,000 and then 10,000 and 15. What the hell's going on? But it was just trusting that intuition to push the gas. And when the price went up to 64,000, I made a video about it. Go back to my YouTube. You'll see that I've told everyone there's something about the market that's changed, even though it was not printed on the price yet. But there was something about the market that's changed. It's how I knew I wasn't able to make the same amount of money every single day anymore. So that was my signal. You know, my signal before I was making, I don't want to say it on YouTube because it's a live and people could, but I was making a significant amount every single day. And it was like a piece of cake. I could just put a trade, go to the kitchen, come back, and I'm like up gazillion percent. And I didn't understand. When I started to see that, okay, hold on a second, the profits that I'm making is not as it used to be. That was my signal that there was a lot of profit taking that was already happening. The market is about to turn, and trust that. Had I not trusted that, guys, I would have literally been like, whoop, gone through the whole entire thing. So trust that. It's so important to trust that. Okay. Again, markets work in cycles. So from April, we get the tax year. People start to do their tax returns way before April because they need to submit it by April time. But you see, there's a lot of profit taking even after that. So usually April is a monthly blow. Basically, everyone says, monthly April is not a good thing. You step away from it. And also that carries on to May. There's a saying, sell in May and go away. I don't really trust it as much because I didn't see that all the time in crypto, but I could trust it a little bit. So what do I do? In a month that I know frequently in the last years, and this child will never shut up. Sorry, that's my neighbor's child. He's been screaming all day, even though I love children, but he's been screaming too much all day. I know that April and then May is going to be two red months. So what do? I don't just sell and go away. I scale in the last 2 weeks of May. Does that make sense? I scale in the last 2 weeks of May because I know a monthly to 1 month of solid red, and then you get another month of solid red isn't really frequent in crypto. So you get one solid month, which is April, which is solid red. Everything is down 70%. You get half of May, and then I start to scoop up the bottom by the second week of May. Does that make sense? Because that is the tricks I'm giving you all. Okay, I've got them all written on the papers on my wall. Literally, I know when to start to scale in. If I see a solid 2 weeks good in a month, I know the last 2 weeks is going to be a profit-taking month. I want to be out. There has to be some a rhythm that you need to pick up on. Do not assume every single day is going to be the same. If you're going to be that person, you're going to be smashed and you're going to be pulled from your hair and hit multiple times and humbled. Do not be that person. Every week is different from the other. This is something that you need to know. What else was I going to? There's something I really wanted to emphasize. Okay. If you are making 100% of your capital that you've invested, please, for the love of God, please take your profits, your capital out. Even if you want to leave the profit in, take your capital out. Because let me tell you something. We've got algos in trading, high frequency computers, basically what they are. And every time there's a code in the algo that tells the whatever the machine that once something goes 50% or even 100%, it's an automatic sell-off. Whenever you make 100% of anything, take your risk out, take your capital out, leave everything on, because at least you know either you can reinvest your initial capital that you've got, or you're safe, you're out, you put it back in your cash in your bank, and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm happy that I don't have to risk my own money anymore. If there's anything that's going to be hit in the market, at least it's the profits, and it's not going to be my hard-earned capital that I had to work years to accumulate. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And Solomon, that's Yes, you will get 100%. As again, cycles. Right now, if I like, I've taken in profits today, which was so beautiful. Very happy about it. But I know that tomorrow could not be that day. And that's another thing I put in my voice note, guys. Remember, I told you, if you make 100% of your whole entire portfolio, take the capital out without thinking. I don't care if Bitcoin is going to go to a gazillion percent. We don't care. You take your risk out. Okay. But there also has to be a daily limit that you need to take out as well. So, according to your capital, I would safely say if you've got $1,000 and you're trading $1,000, you can easily make 10%, which is $100. Take $100 out. Calculate it, guys, with me. Let me get the calculator out. Okay. That's $3,000 a month. That's a salary. That's a salary, literally. So if you take $100 every day from 1,000 capital that you put in, you make 10%. That's $100. You cash out. That's the $100 in your pocket. Cash it out. Next day, try to attempt to make another 100. Keep doing that because that is your supplemental income. Okay. Until once you see Bitcoin go above 75,000 and you don't want to be taking that daily limit out, that's fine. Keep it in and then just keep compounding. Every time you sell, compound, make a bigger cushion, and then slowly, you start to make quicker gains with just few percentages increase. Okay? But know when to stop and when to go in. Why I've been emphasizing in my channels, guys, 75,000 is so important. Because I told everyone I'll be selling everyone, like I'll be selling my kids for 75,000. Literally, the price will go up, and I'm more than happy to go and push the gas. I'll be leveraging at that time, and I will be going all in. That's so vital to know when to step off and trade. Kind of like my daily, for example, at this rate at this time today, will never ever be like it would be if we break 75. Does that make sense? But in my head, I assume money is money, capital is capital. Like if profit is profit, sorry. So whatever I'm gonna make, I'm okay with that. And that's something that I had to learn, by the way, because I was so used to making certain amount of money every single day that if I made anything less, I just felt like a loser. I felt like I didn't accomplish something. If I tell you that number, you'd probably go like, what the hell? Like, I would be praying for that. If I tell anyone else, they'd be like, oh my God, are you insane? You should be thanking the Lord in the seven heavens for that. But because it's not that, it's because I got used to it. And this is why it's a psychological game. If you got used to making $100 every single day, the moment you start making $50, you're really going to be so vengeful, going to go back into trading, leverage trading, or trying to make up another 50. Then you're going to end up doing revenge trading and you're going to get burned even more. So instead of making $100, you're going to be losing $100. So know when to take your profits in. If it's 50, if it's 80, if it's 100, I'm happy with that. Take that every single day. That's $3,000, guys, a month. That's a salary. Okay? If your capital is 2,000, double that. So that's 200 a day. Easy, you can make that. Easy without leveraging. And I'm speaking spots. You don't have to leverage. Don't risk anything if you've got smaller capital. You don't have to leverage. Easy 10%. Like, come on, guys. Today we've seen UMA do 17, 18%. We've done ID did 15, 20%. PopCap for the past for a few days and weeks, it's gone up like so many percentages. Easy. The idea is that you cash in your daily income, you leave the rest on the market, at least that's secure outside. Once we exceed 75K on Bitcoin, if you make 100%, take your initial capital out, that's safe, locked away. And then you start to compound. And when I give you the signal that things don't seem right in the market, there's a shift in market sentiment, trust me and believe me. Okay. When I say that, I am the one that's sitting in this hot seat, literally watching every single day. This is what I do for a living, and this is what I do every 24/7. I watch the charts every single day. So if I tell you that the market is changing, the sentiment is not there anymore, it's not as strong as it used to be, that's your sign that we're so oversaturated, we're so overbought that the price is going to go down again. I hope that's clear. So Ellie was asking, when we take profit as the trade goes up, should we change ours? No, I don't. Unless I'm leveraging, then I do. The reason why I say, sorry guys, let me just adjust my seat. Okay. So I change my stop loss to higher because I'm leveraging. That's a risk. Every time I do a 4x or a 3x leverage, every percentage higher I go, I actually make 4% in return. If I go down 1%, if I do a 4x leverage, I'm down 4%. So every 1 to the 4 times I'm borrowing, I'm actually down 4%. So I have to increase my stop loss so I don't have to give up back all my profits that I've made. Do you get my point? But if you're in spots, you don't have to do that. Just leave your stop loss as it is and keep it going. It's not going to come down to your stop loss. That's all you have to care about. Okay. Once we hit critical numbers in Bitcoin goes above. I feel like when I've done my analysis, I think the top for Bitcoin will be 140,000 if we did get a new cycle. If it goes to 140,000, it makes complete sense to start putting your stop loss higher, because then you would have made 5x on your 10x or even 120x sometimes on your whole entire capital, that it makes sense that you have to start taking but we don't care about that. We don't care. Why? Because we're taking profits every single day. Do you get what I mean? Every time you make 100%, you take your profits out. And if you want to go with the strategy of taking profits every single day, do that too. So we don't really care about nailing the top or increasing your stop loss. We just care about, this is my stop loss if I'm going to be protected. But anyways, either way, if I make $200, I'm cashing it out. I make another $200 tomorrow, I'm cashing it out. Do not try to push $200 every single twice or 3 times in a day. That's revenge trading. Your goal for that day is to make $200. Next day, $200. Third day, $200. Do not try to push it harder until you see that Bitcoin is above 75, everything is looking good. No, Ellie, absolutely not. Please. Do not make me angry with this statement, please. Absolutely not. You're not going to learn how to do leverage trading whatsoever. The idea is that you take profits every single day. And once we get to critical levels of 140, then you would have already been taking all your money out anyway, because you've been more than 100%. So does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to show you Bitcoin. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Please tell me if you can see my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay. So guys, we've been going sideways for the past week. How many weeks? Damn. So many weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months of just sideways on Bitcoin. And the tricky thing is, usually when we see sideways on Bitcoin, altcoins go in a massive rally, but we didn't experience it this time. We should have experienced the last 5 months of just extreme bullishness, but we didn't experience that. Why? Is because there is a good number of traders who think this is the top and we're going to break down. Otherwise, if the majority of the consensus believe that this is a bull flag and we're going to go up, we're going to continue to go up, then you would have seen that altcoins go up in a massive rally. Usually, whenever we see something like this, stagnation or sideways action on Bitcoin, you would best believe to see 300, 400% on altcoins. But we did not experience that for the last 5 months. So that means there is a strong consensus of bears that believe that this is going to be the top and we're going to come down. They did not want to take more risks. That's why they did not buy any more altcoins. Okay? You see how I shifted it? If I have seen this before and then I quickly saw the altcoins go up crazy amount, then I would have assumed the consensus of the traders is that the majority of the traders actually believe we are bullish. 80% of the traders think we're bullish, therefore I start to accumulate. But because the altcoins did not make this massive run up, I would look into the other scenario, which is there is a good amount of bears. Until I see that altcoins are being picked up, that means the consensus have changed, the opinions have changed. Majority of the traders actually believe that Bitcoin is going to go up, it's going to break higher, and therefore they're going to start to trade into altcoins. Does that make sense? Okay. So what do I expect you guys to do from now onwards is, I don't know how each and every one of you guys have a size capital that is different from the other, okay? If you're trading with anything less than 1,000, 2,000, do not be in mid caps. It's a waste of time. Do not be in Bitcoin. Do not be in Ethereum. Do not be in all these Solanas. You cannot buy enough shares to actually make enough money from 2K. Okay. Your best bet when you're working with 2K is to start with meme runners. Those are the ones that anyone can buy and they can make thousands and thousands of percent. Okay. So, so very important to understand what your corporate capital size is. If your size is 5K to 10K, I would say that maybe what you can do is divide that into two. So say, for example, you got 10K, divide that into two, then you can have 5K into a mid or a large cap, and then you would have a 5K into meme coins. Mid cap, I would rather have it to be around 300 to 400 million mid cap, not something like in a billions. And then the meme coins. Okay. If you've got a portfolio of 20K, you should be in 20K, I would say 4 trades. Okay. You should be in 4 trades, one that is a big cap, one that is a mid cap runner, something that is 50 million as a cap, something that is 60 million, 80 million, that runs fast. Okay. And then you can put 2 altcoins that are going to be meme coins. So you can either choose Pepe or you can choose Floki, etc. If you've got a portfolio size of 50K, then absolutely, first thing you have to do is divide 50K into half. 25 needs to go definitely into Bitcoin or Ethereum, your pick, your choice, not my business. And then the rest, the other 25K needs to go into, again, anything with a cap of 80 to 100 million, and then a selection of many of those, and then a selection of a lot of meme coins. I hope that makes sense, okay? But I see a lot of people, like when I ask people to send me their portfolio and they send me screenshots, I'm like, I just get so disappointed. I feel so sorry for these guys. They don't understand how to play it. Like, you find people having $500 in Solana. Like, how much do you expect Solana to go up for you to make a lot of money out of your $500? Like, goodness gracious. Do you see what I mean? Whereas you can turn your $500 into something 3K, 4K with a shitcoin on Mexi, for example, or Binance, and then quickly sell whenever you double. You slowly, double that way, and then quadruple, and then etc. It grows much more significant that way. But if I see people doing their portfolio wrong, you're not maximizing your wins. And why do I say to people that they have to put 50% of their portfolio into Bitcoin? It's very, very important, guys, and it's simple. If you've got 50K, 25% needs to be hedged in Bitcoin. You know, whatever happens in the altcoin market, every single altcoin will go down, bust. You know that Bitcoin is always going to be there. It's your protection. So it's your hedge asset, something that you go a safety asset. And then you also, what you do is you manage your risks, you balance your risk. So we have times where Bitcoin is going to be stronger, altcoins will bleed. At least you're still in Bitcoin because you got 25%, 50% in Bitcoin, 25K in Bitcoin. And then there will be other times where Bitcoin will go down, your altcoins will flourish. You've got 25K in your altcoins too. So you're always going to be making money. And either when 2 of them are stagnant, at least you're balanced. You're not in like going down. Do you get what I mean? You're hedged. Your risk balance is beautiful. But if anyone is starting very, very little with $500, $1,000, my suggestion to anyone getting into crypto, do not try to go below 1,000. I'm sorry. I know not everyone can make $1,000 available to them, but I'm just giving you realistic numbers. You cannot be trading with less than $500. I wouldn't say now, at least. Probably back in October 2023 when it started the hype, then yes, but not now, because you're not going to see much more flourish unless you leverage trade. And leverage trade is a massive risk, especially if you don't know what the hell trading is and what the charts look like. Okay. The second thing, when you think you know enough, you don't know. Okay. I'm going to answer all your questions, guys, but I wanted this session to be really about psychology based and market based. I swear to God, I'm going to answer everyone's questions. But whenever you have that thought in your head that you know enough, you don't. Okay? Whenever you feel like, oh my God, I can do it. Like, oh my God, look at this. You don't. It's your brain playing tricks on you. Because let me tell you something, there will be never a time that you know enough. There's always going to be one person that's smarter than you, probably 20, 30, 500, millions. They're going to beat you at your own game. If you think you've mastered a strategy, watch, because that strategy will change. Like the market tends to favor, like in October 2023, why did we do so well and our VIP blew up? Is because my trading strategy worked, I would say 98% of the time. Then all of a sudden, I think it was March of 2024 came in. This trading strategy of mine didn't work anymore. There was a new strategy that was working. So even if you've got a like a high win strategy, it changes. The market likes to change all the time. So you have to be accepting that it would change. Not always does descending channels breakout work. Not always do equilibrium pattern breakout work. Not always do Bollinger Bands squeeze work. There will be a time where the market wants to shock you and change the strategy all of a sudden. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, my shit doesn't work anymore. So whenever you say to yourself that I know what I'm doing, I no, you don't. So even though sometimes I get so good at my shitty game that my head plays games on me sometimes, and I say to myself, damn, freaking hell, Asma, you got this shit. Like you know what you're doing. But then I snap out of it. I'm like, no, I don't. The market can swallow me any moment. I have to always be aware. Do you see what I mean? Imagine yourself swimming in the ocean or in the sea, and you think, "Wow, like amazing!" And I don't want to give you sharks as a. I've got this shark phobia, guys. But imagine if you're swimming and you go to the deep and you think nothing's gonna like bite you, and all of a sudden you're like in the shark territory. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go too deep and thinking that you got this shit, and then all of a sudden it just surprises you. Okay. What other market sentiment psychology do I need to teach you guys? Okay. So, one thing I need you to take away is that the reason why, even though this looks like a bull flag on Bitcoin, we're not seeing hundreds percent on altcoin moves. That means the market sentiment is still iffy. Big capital, those that are trading 200 million, 500 million, and billion, are not so confident of entering because they still believe there's the more downturn to go. Otherwise, you would have seen altcoins go up ballistically. Okay. You need to know when we're up above 75,000, you push on the gas. You do everything you can to get into the market. You buy and buy and buy. Okay. Once you see that you've doubled, take your initial capital out. No matter how much Bitcoin will go up, take your initial capital out, leave the profits running. At least you've got your safe done. Okay. If you got a goal or a strategy of making $200 a day, take that, cash it in, leave the rest in the market. Next day, you've got the same goal. It's like you're waking up. You know that you're going to eat breakfast every single day. It's the same thing. Eat breakfast. This is your breakfast. Your $200 is your breakfast. If your capital is larger, say 5K, you can easily make 1,500. That should be your aim. 1,500 every single day with 5K. 1,500 every single day with 5K. That's it. That's all you have to do. Cash that in. Do not try to go for home runs. I cannot tell you how much this had taught me. So much lessons. This was my biggest, I would say two things are my biggest faults or flaws when it comes to trading. The first is that I always expect home runs because I got so used to of making excellent calls that I even deceived myself that I can do even higher and higher and higher. The second is that I always forget. I wouldn't say forget. I get greedy and I do not want to take profits. Two things. Whereas other people, for example, they could even have difficulty trying to even nail a trade. For me, it's always I'm having difficulty of even taking money out. And this is a big major problem. And when I watched this trader, Ray Dalio was saying that, other traders as well, they were saying that. I was like, thank the Lord, I'm not the only one. Because I felt like this is like, I'm not a greedy person. Like, I don't want to be this person. But I think it's overconfidence, overconfidence in your ability. And that's why I say, whenever you feel in your head, there's a thought that's coming into your mind that you know what you're doing, you don't. Just say to yourself, I don't. I'm gonna like there's a sneaky wave that's gonna come all of a sudden and I will be swept. So I need to be prepared. Over prepared, better than under prepared. Okay. Now I've got time for your questions. Okay. Yes, Salahuddin, for your question, yes, I do assume, it's an assumption, that we're going to see a bull rally soon, in the next week, I would say. The reason I say that is because look at the 3 month candle. Fucking hell, man. Can I just take a moment to look at this, guys? Did I tell you also that I've got like obsession with candles? Like, I swear to God, my son the other day, I was looking at we were in Spain a few days ago, and I was looking at a candle. I saw that in one of the altcoins, and I saw the setup, and I was like mesmerized by it. I was looking at it for a good 10 minutes, and my kid was like, Mama, you've got issues. You need to fix yourself. Looking at candles, like, I'm mesmerized with how beautiful the pattern is, because it just signifies of how bullish it is. Like, amazing. Anyways, 3 months bull flag. How do I know? How do I know it's a bull flag? Because the first two candles after this major one, so this is the mother candle. These are two baby candles, the child candles, okay? But they have not come below half of this. So what is half of this, for example? Let me give you 67. Let me just assume that it's 30 something, okay? Half of this is this. The body has not closed below this line. The body has not closed below the line. The wicks have tried, but the bulls came in and rescued the last minute. Okay? The candle of the body has not closed below this line, so it quickly tells you it's a 3 months bull flag. And whenever we see a 3 months bull flag, guys, it's mwah, hallelujah. You know, it's time to celebrate. Like, even the idiot will make money. Like, even the idiots will make money out of this one. Okay? And this is what's scary. Dumb money is scary, guys. Dumb money is really scary. Okay. So, 3 months bull flag. Again, I don't use this typical way of like doing this and then doing this. I go with psychological numbers because we're entering into new sky blue territories. Remember, guys, traders do not use these bloody shit. Wall Street traders, investment managers do not use these equilibrium pattern breakouts or these shitty ones that newbies read out of books, like descending triangle, ascending, or whatever, asymmetrical triangle, whatever. They don't do that. They go through support and resistance and psychological numbers. That is their support and resistance. So if we break above this, and we break 75K, the next area to be taking profits at, if you would like to be a trader and not invest into this, is 80K. After 80K is conquered, then it's going to be 85. After 85, it's going to be 90. After 90, it's going to be 95. I want you to practice this. Do not practice the shitty stuff that they put on YouTube where, oh, if you see this line go and it's breaking up, oh my God. Yes, that only wins when it's a bull market, guys. Trust and believe. These patterns, anyone can make them. It's a bull market. Do you see what I mean? Any pattern will start to break bullish. It's a bull market. But does not necessarily mean it works all the time. You want to be in a strategy that works all the time, and you want to trade exactly like these multi-millionaires in Wall Street, in Silicon Valley. That's what you want to be, okay? So if we do go above this, we're going to be breaking higher. It's going to go to 85, and then it's going to go to 90, and then slowly, if you start to see a wick similar to this, at the top here, you know it's done. We're out. Bull market is done. We're out. We're taking profits. We're cashing in. Get me? But as the price is going up anyway, you guys, I've already told you the strategy. Take your profits every single day. Or every time you make 100%, cash in. Cash in. And then you make another 100%. Cash in. Then you make another 100%. Cash in. So as what we're doing is we're taking profits as the price is going higher. So we don't have to like literally nail the top anymore. Whereas what I did back in 2021 is nail the freaking top. And yes, I did nail it, but it was like, why did I have to wait until that top to happen to take profits? Do you see what I mean? Instead, if you do the maths and you calculate how much profit you'll be taking, it's exactly the same as if you sold the top, literally. If you take your profit every single day, which is if you make 100%, you take the profit, it's literally as if you're nailing the top. So we don't have to put ourselves under so much stress like that and nail the top. Take profits every single day. Bingo, done. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. The reason I said to everyone, if you do not have about good 6-7 years experience trading, you do not dare to leverage. Do not dare to leverage. I'm telling you this right now. Some of you have just started literally last week, and all of a sudden you want to trade leverage. No, 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 no. If you want to leverage, then go give me your money. I'll give them to a charity organization that's going to feed gazillion children in Gaza right now who are suffering, or in Yemen, or in Somalia, or in anywhere in Africa, or feed an army, literally. So you have to think about, like, don't leverage because you're using little money where you're going to be going bust because you don't know what you're doing. You're trading against people who have got 20 years, 30 years, 50 years experience in this with bigger capital. All they have to do is press a freaking buy button and the price goes like this. All they have to do, because their supplies, their demand is so much higher. They've got so much money that they are the market makers. They create price, basically. And you coming in with your $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 trying to leverage trade against them, thinking that you can gain something, please, okay? Do not do that. It frustrates me a lot. I've seen so many people that have leveraged trade, and all of a sudden they've come to me and they said, I need to go to rehab. I need to go to rehab because it's becoming a gambling addiction. Or I'm doomed. I don't know what to do. I'm in debt. Or I've got someone to pay for and I don't know how to pay them the money. So it's not worth it. And it does not teach you sustainable trading. And I want you to learn how to trade because it's supplemental income. You don't have to quit your 9 to 5. You can always have your 9 to 5 plus trading. But in order to do that, you need to be good at what you're doing. And you need to understand the market and the price action. Leverage trading just teaches you quick money, gain and go, and hype and hype and hype. It doesn't teach you balance. It doesn't teach you sustainability. It doesn't teach you how risk management at all. Okay? So yes, Alexander. Oh, this is a very nice way of. Oh, I like the way that you've written your name. It's usually Alex with a X, but it's Alexander Sena. Okay, yes, I do. I have Pepe. I have Floki, and I did something very stupid yesterday. I got into a shitcoin that burnt me called Grok, and never again. I removed it from my watch list. But I've got Pepe and I have got Floki as a 2. Okay. Okay. Ask me questions, guys. It's your time. Ask me questions. It doesn't have to be a market cycle. It could be anything. It could be literally anything. You've got 15 minutes with me more. Whatever you want, like questions, things, please do not be shy. If you've got a question, I'm pretty sure a gazillion people will have the same question. I already gave the Pepe trade, Ellie. It's in our VIP group on the small group. I've already given that trade before. You just have to stay in it. Yes, I can do that, Salahuddin. I can look into Flux. But first, before I do that, can you guys just be honest with me? Did you understand the tips that I was giving you? Before I look into altcoins, do you understand the psychology advice that I was giving you? Or did you just like mute me and then go away and do your own thing with your children and your wife and just ignore everything I was saying? Just be honest. Just be honest. Okay, good. So I've been watching Flux. I've got it on my radar. Okay. The only thing with Flux, excellent, Ellie. That's really good to hear. So the only thing with Flux is that even though it's a perfect chart to get into, especially on the higher time frame, the only thing I don't like about it is it's slow. That means it still hasn't needed a lot of capital to get into it, but it's absolute buy. The next target to be taking profits at is 80% or 90% from here. And then if you're lucky to get it to 150%, your stop loss limit should be around 0.63. Okay? Why did I do that? Is because the very first 3 months that we're in, okay, is the new candle that we've just opened here. Your stop loss needs to be at the very open of the new candle. So your new candle started opening at 0.64 on Flux. Therefore, your stop loss should be at that level. If you want to be taking profits, you need to be taking profits at the high of the previous candle. Guys, remember, trading also is very retrospective. So you look at the price, how it was before. the candles before. A lot of people just zoom into the candle that they're in, or their current, like, if I show you like how many people go like this and look at this and say, oh my God, like, no, 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 what are you doing? Okay, even though this is amazing, it's going to break out. But anyways, what you have to do is look at everything from the past. You literally do this. What I do is literally read from here, and I read all the way at the back. All the way at the back. Okay? It's very important. It's retrospective. You go back in history, you go back. It's data driven. So you want to look at the data and read the data. Okay? But yes, so basically, Flux, your stop loss should be on the, basically, if you are trading this, you have to know, because we're looking at the 3 months time frame, and that's the best time frame. That means it's a swing position. You're going to be staying in it, Salahuddin, for like probably a month or 2 or even 3. Okay, because that's the pattern that's playing out in the 3 months. Therefore, you stay in it for a good 3 months. Okay, your stop loss is only 8% risk, which is amazing. So whenever you come in to this one, calculate. If you've got 3K, 5K, 10K, whatever K, calculate out of that, how much would you be losing if you were going to get stopped out at 8%? Okay, so if you put $1,000 and you lose 8%, I hope I'm right, you lose $80. Okay, right? Tell me I'm right. Okay, if you've got, I don't know, do the maths. 8% is your loss. 8% is your loss. So whenever before I enter into a trade, I look at my stop loss and I say, okay, where's my stop loss going to be? Here. Then I calculate. This is what I do. Guys, focus with me, please, please, please. It's important. Very important. I'm going to be your mama today. So please listen. Okay. The first thing I do is I look at this. I'm like, okay, it's a green setup. Amazing. Looks beautiful. Okay. The first thing I do is put my stop loss. Where's my stop loss going to be? Here, 0.63. Then I calculate. If I was to be stopped out, how much would I lose? 8%. So I do my maths. Okay, how much did I want to enter into this one anyway? Is it 5K? Okay, what is 8% out of 5K? Am I happy with that loss? If it's no, I reduce. No, I don't use 5K anymore. I use 3K. Am I happy with 8% loss on that one? If it's a yes, then I go in with 3K. Do you see what I did? Before I entered into a trade, then I use my Binance or I use my Mexi, whatever account I'm using, and I go and I place an order. But that's because I've already agreed to myself. I made a contract between me and me about how much I'm willing to lose. People enter into trades and they're like, oh my God, I got stopped out. I lost this much money. Why the hell did you enter with this capital if you're not happy with how much you're going to be stopped out with? Guys, you have to also know, you have to take accountability. Like if I post whatever I post on my VIP and I give you a stop loss, I give you a TP, I even put in brackets how much it's going to be, 8%, 10% loss, or 5%, 3% loss. I put them in brackets. All you have to do is get a calculator, and it's on your phone. Do a calculator and just check how much would I going to be losing if I was to be stopped out from this. That's all you have to do. And then if you are happy with, if it's a loss of $100, then you enter into it because you're happy with that. If you're not happy with that, that means your capital is too big. You reduce your capital. So therefore that 8% or 10% loss is not going to hit you so hard. And then you always want to aim for one risk. If you're risking 1%, you want to always make a 3% reward. If you're risking 8%, so what do you want to do? 3 times that. I want to be making 25%. I want to be making 30% reward. I want to be making 4% if I'm going to risk 8%. That's a good trade. If you're going to make 10%, but you're risking 10%, it doesn't take a genius to understand that you're not trading smartly. Exactly, Ellie. You have to calculate how much you're going to lose before you make exactly. Because remember something, guys, trading is not about you making money. People have got this upside down. Trading is not about you making money. Trading is about you not losing money, your own money. If you're good at not losing your own money, as a result of that, you start to make money. Do you get my point? People think, I'm going to be a trader. I'm going to be this. No, trading is not about you making money. It's about you not losing the one that you've already got. Once you're good at maintaining that, your capital does not get decreased. Then you get really good at that. Then you start to make slowly money on top of that. But trading is not that. Trading is like a business, guys. You imagine yourself opening a fruit shop. You're selling fruits. Think about it. Your assets is your fruits, is your mango, is your banana, is your pineapple. Do you want to be giving away more fruits than you get as money? Doesn't make any sense. It's the same thing. Just because, sorry, excuse me, just because it's a candle, just because it's a price on a screen does not mean it's different than a fruit shop. It does. You're trading your money for this asset called flux. Do you get what I mean? It's literally the same thing. It's like you, Ellie, you coming to me and you're telling me, Asma, I want to give you $500, and can you give me 500 coins of flux? And I give you 500 coins of flux. It's exactly the same thing. Just because it's on a screen does not make it any difference from a business. So think of it like a business. Think of it like you're in a shop. You got fruits. You don't want to be giving more fruits to a customer than you actually receive in money, because otherwise you're going to run out of all the fruits and you've got no money to, like, no money, no income. And then you would have to put your own money to buy more fruits. It's exactly the same thing here. Okay? So before you enter into any trade, I want you to be so cautious about not getting into a trade without calculating how much risk you're going to be making. If you're happy with the risk that you make, then you enter into a trade. Easy peasy. I hope that makes sense. So here right now, Salahuddin, for your answer is, if you're going to enter into flux, I want you to do 8%. It's an 8% risk for you. If you're going to be making profits, it's a 90% profit. Okay? Guys, I swear to God, let me tell you something. I'm a sister to you guys. I'm a mother. I'm a whatever. You consider a friend, a colleague, whatever you want to consider me, a mentor, a coach, whatever you want to consider me. But I'm telling you this from my heart to your heart, okay? From a person that has no incentive out of this. Like, it's my free time right now on a weekend. I could literally do whatever I want. I can be out with my kids right now having ice cream, for instance, okay? Or watching something on TV. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that I want you to master the psychology. The lessons I'm teaching you right now is far more important than you saying, which trade shall I enter into? You have to accept. It's like, we have a verse in the Quran. I know a lot of people don't, like, not Muslims on this channel, but we have a verse in the Quran that says, Inna Allah la yughayyiru biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim, means God will never change a state of a person unless they change the state of their own selves. It's exactly the same thing. You want to be good at trading, you have to change what's within you, and it starts with your psychology. So it's not about picking trades, winning in them, and thinking like I'm a hero. What's the point if you haven't learned the psychology? I want you to learn the psychology. So if I'm teaching you all of these, I expect you guys to have notes. I've got beautiful students on my VIP who literally take notes every single time I post anything. Literally books and notes. Because this is valuable information for them. It's more better to get your psychology right than to nail a trade. Because when you get the psychology right, you're going to make many trades right, not just one. So your risk is 8% and your reward is 90. That makes sense. You're risking 8% to make 90%. Perfect. So that will be around 1 to 9%, which is good. 1 to 9, which is a good reward risk ratio. However, because it's slower, you have to know that you're going to be waiting 3 months for this one to happen. Okay, the next thing, quickly, glamour. Let me look at the 6 months. Ooh, broke 6 months support. Ooh, this is a massive risk if you want to enter into this one. 6 months support if broke. Damn. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know why this is like highlighted. Can you guys see my screen properly? Or is it like, maybe I should do this instead. Is it better this way? I made my screen smaller. I hope that's better. Okay. It broke 6 months support. How do I know support? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 months of just 4 times 6. That's 24. 4 times 6 is 24. Please tell me I'm right. I told you my maths. Yeah, it is. My mental math is not so strong, but written math is so good. I don't know how that works, but anyway, it is what it is. It broke 6 months support. So definitely not a buy. However, because everything in crypto goes up, there's a good chance for it to go up. So if I was to trade this, I would trade it but I would manage my capital. So instead of entering with a higher capital, I would just throw in like $1,000 and just leave it. Okay. But remember, if you're entering into something that is risky, you have to know and you have to have mental note that if I lose this $1,000, would I be happy with that? If it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. Don't trade it. Okay. That's your answer for glamour. Just because everything goes up in crypto and altcoins, when everything's green, everything goes up. So this could have a potential for it to go up. Would it be anything like the other ones? No. So if you were asking me how what I would trade other altcoins rather than this one. Why is Grok here? Go away. Okay. Exactly, Ellie, because it's digital. You know what I told my brother the other day? We were having a conversation about this and laughing so much. So this is funny. Guys, when you start to make 20,000 and then it's like 50,000, it's like 100,000, blah, 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 you get into it like as if you're playing games on like PlayStation. Like my son plays, I forgot the name of the game, but anyways, he's addictive to that kind of games. And he collects points and he collects something called skins or something like that, okay? With time, you get so used to it, like as it being a game, that you actually forget that it's actually real money. So back in 2021, I was making 100K a day, and then it hit 200K a day. And I was literally believing like it was a game. My sister had a conversation with me and she said to me, Esma, you need to sell. Like, you can buy a house with that. Come on, 100,000 is nothing. I can make $1 million. That was my mindset back then. Okay. I told you I had that greed mindset or too ambitious mindset. So what I started to do this time, I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to burn myself and like put everything in and not take profits out. So what did I do? What did I do? I started to print out pictures of cars and houses and like things I always wanted to buy, and then stick them onto the wall with the price. So a beautiful house in Tuscany, Italy, for example, it would cost like 1 million and something. I would literally print it, put it on my wall, and put a price next to it so I can remind myself that this thing that you've got is the price of that thing that you wanted all your life. Do you see what I mean? Or a beautiful car. Like I'm not into cars. I don't know anything about cars, but I've always liked Bentley, a pink Bentley. And I've asked my child the other day how much it would cost, and he told me it was like average of 250,000. So I started to literally print the pink Bentley that I wanted, put it on the wall so I can remind myself that whatever I see on the screen that is numbers, it actually can buy me this real asset. It's a psychology thing as well. Be careful. I swear. Anyways, next year. So the question is when will this bull run finally top next year? Ooh. So when did it top this year? I told you it's a pattern, right? Let's look at Bitcoin right now and let's look at when did it top. Let's read the 6. It would top at around, there's a 6 here, so it came down. So it's not really a 6. I can't tell you. No. Again, anything I say is going to be prediction, guys. It's not going to be confirmed. But I would say if you see anything around 140,000, whatever date is going to be, whatever month it's going to be, maybe next year, maybe this year, maybe the next year after that, in 2026, I want you to assume that the top is in if it's 140,000. Okay? Because I did a major analysis, I think. I don't know if I can get it now, but I did a major analysis before. I went in depth and I realized the top could be around 140. Okay, when was the top this year? So the started the December. So the end of the year was when we started the rally, and also December. So every single time it's winter time goes up, and then winter time or autumn time it goes up, and then it's winter time it goes up. So I think, guys, every time there's a winter. So here it started November, then it's September, then it's January. So if you were going to speculate and go into your conspiracy theories, you could assume that the bottom is in during the winter season, and then the hype is usually when does the top come in? April. No, but this one is not January. No, March. I don't know, guys, but I can safely say that if it reaches anywhere around 140,000, whenever that's going to be, just take your profits and leave. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Ask me more questions, please. The Ismail was asking, how do I understand volume is improving on a coin? There's two ways. You either put the volume indicator or you spend some time on your exchanges and look at the volume book. Okay, so you can open Binance or Mexi and look at the buy and the sell volume for each of the groups. Or you can use a volume indicator, which is here, and just put it, like, go into your indicators here on TradingView, type volume, press that, and it should appear. And then it should appear something similar to this. When you see green, that means there's a huge volume of huge buys coming in. And when you see them red, that means you get the point. But what I like to read about it is how the volume goes up or down. That's how I read it. So for example, here, I don't look at every single bar by itself, unless in a very specific occasion I do. But what I do is, where is the bloody thing? Yeah. I look at them like this. How is the volume increasing? If the answer is yes, then I know the price is about to go up, which it did. Okay. Otherwise, if it's stagnant, I know we're in an accumulation zone. Look at this, guys. This is accumulation. All of this is accumulation. Buyers are getting in, sellers are getting in, buyers are getting in. So nobody's beating anyone here. When nobody beats anyone here, it's an accumulation zone. So for the past how many months, we've just been accumulating on Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Yes, you can make money during a bear market in either shorting. So you short the market. So you bet against the price going down, but that includes leverage trading. You cannot do that during a you can't do that with spot. You only have to leverage down. The other way you can make money in the bears is when every time there's a massive drop, you buy the bottom. Why am I hiccuping so much? Every time there's a massive drop, you buy the spike. So for example, what I did last time. No, I'm not in an IDEX. No. I'm not an IDEX. Oh, and the other shit coin is JTO. JTO I'm in. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? So every time, for example, like look at this. The way that you can make money in a bear market is this. Ellie, you don't understand how easy it is to make 10% a day, especially in crypto. I can't guarantee that you're going to make 10% a day in a bear market, though. You can make more money in a bear market than in a bull market, just for your information. But with the bear market, you do less trade. So you have to wait for them. But once you wait for them and you nail them, you can easily make 300, 400% in a day in a bear market. So bear markets, they offer much more profit amounts than bull market, just for your information. Because they could be like this, for example. Weeks of not doing anything, it goes down. But what happens? You buy the bottom here, you saw your signal, which is a doji. That's a doji, a beautiful buy wick. Okay, and that's your price to get into it. And what would you have done? 61%. And imagine if you are buying this in a bear market and then you leverage this, for example. You should not be leveraging until you're experienced. But if you did, that's 61 times whatever leverage you're going to do, 3x or 4x or whatever. Okay. The same thing, I can give you another example. Like, there's a lot of opportunities. Like Jasmine the other day did a massive drop. Yeah, something like this. And I was in Italy. Like, I literally was like enjoying myself in Italy when I just bought the bottom here and it quickly skyrocketed. And I was like, was happy. So it was just literally waiting for the opportunity for the drop to happen, and you scoop the bottom. When you scoop the bottom, that's how you make money. So there's two ways to make money on bear markets: is you wait, watch the market for an oversold bounce. Oversold bounce happens all the time, and then you scoop the bottom and you buy. And then the second thing is that short down. So if I was to open a position here, I would bet that the price will keep going down, and I'll make money that way. So I could make 90% profit because I opened the short position here and we're betting down. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate your feedback on this one as well. Any more questions, guys? Yeah, we've got 8 people in the room. I don't know how often this is going to happen, guys. So please ask me questions if you've got any. Remember, now I'm able to give you some of my time. I'm able to talk, and like I'm able to kind of tell you how I think with trading, so you can learn off of me. But when the market is hot, I don't even have time for my children. Like I don't even have time to even answer the phone. I usually just turn off my phone, guys. Believe it or not, I turn off my phone. I won't have time to answer anyone. Okay. And when I only have that 5 minutes to go in and check on my students, then I do. But really, I tell people, like, if you're going to utilize and you want to ask questions, try to maximize the time right now, because otherwise, when the market gets hot and heated, I don't want to answer anyone. I'm sorry. I'm also a trader. I need to think about myself too. Okay. I'm also, this is my bread and butter. I need to be making money too. So, yeah. So if I was to give you trades, guys, quickly as a takeaway gift before you leave, as a thank you, because as Arabs, whenever we visit people, we like to give them a gift before they leave our house, or if we leave their house or they leave our house, or whatever. Let's just do the same thing here. If you are going to be entering into anything, it should be JTO. That was also a massive 3 months bull flag. Next profit target is $4, and then it will be 5 something. But let's look at psychological numbers. So it's 4, and then it's 5, and then it's 6, and then it's 7. Okay, that's one. The next one is, don't jump into another trade. Ellie, you're in my group. A lot of people here are not in my group. So Ellie, you're in my group. You do not break any of my rules. Okay, so ID, for example, is another one that is a 3 months bull flag. You could also buy this. Make your stop loss around 0.45 is also another buy. You got Popcat, which is a huge, huge runner, guys, and it's still going to be breaking out even harder. Beautiful. I love this. Look at this. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I wish I can love a person like the way I love candles. Yes, look at this. Beautiful. This is going to keep going up higher. So Popcat is another one. And Ray is another one. However, with Ray, you need bigger capital, guys. So if you are entering into Ray, you have to use bigger capital. So anything from 5K and above makes sense. If you are not, if you don't have that capital, don't do it. Okay. So you see, guys, there's sometimes that you change your capital size according to the trade. So if I was entering into Solana, for example, I know that I should not trade anything below 10, 15, 20K. But if I'm trading anything like JTO, for example, 3, 4K is good. If I'm trading Popcat, 1K is good. If I'm trading Ray, 10K, 15K is good. 5K minimum. If I'm trading IO, for example, 1K is good. Change your capital size according to the trade itself. How do I know how much is each? Is how it's performed in the past. So, if, for example, we know that JTO is just massive, massive bounce up, and it's a massive. I call this a shitcoin runner. It's not a meme coin, but it's a shitcoin runner. I like to classify my own coins as they are. So, shitcoin runner, and this will be a runner. And I said this before when it was nothing. I said to everyone, this is going to hit $20. And everyone was laughing at me, but watch me be right, as I always am. Watch me be right about this. So we're going to see JTO do a massive, massive run up. UMA is another one. Okay. With UMA, it's not a big cap. It's a little bit of a shitty runner. So what do I do? 5K. Don't go higher than that. Okay. So adjust your capital according to every single coin, if that makes sense. Ismail, yes, I can give you now quickly. Try with this. Just because STMX is there and it's done 28% does not mean I buy, guys. Okay. I let sometimes coins go. Sorry, why am I hiccuping so much? I let coins go, even though they do a good amount. Like today, STMX did just now, as we're speaking, it jumped 27%. I don't beat myself over it, guys. I let it go because I don't like STMX behavior in the previous time. Every single time it goes up 28%, it goes down 28%. So I'm like, screwed. I don't want to be in a coin like that. So if it goes, It goes. But what do I do? Do I just like ignore it? No, I learn from it. So I go on STMX chart and I see what made it go up like that. Oh, look at this. It's a 6 months bull break. Or we're seeing an equilibrium bull break. You know, it might come crashing down and it might be selling off very soon. However, I know that I learned from the chart and how it looks like. Okay. So to answer your question, UMA should be on your watch list. JTO should be on your watch list. SFX should be on your watch list. Ismail, please take this note down. These videos are going to be up there anyway on my channel, so you guys can have a look at that. ID will also be on my watch list. Popcats, I wouldn't put NMR. Don't do that. Ray, yes. IO, yes. Phil, no, because that screwed us over. We waited, didn't do anything. Dodo, yes. DODO. And there's another thing that you have to learn about, which was with market rhythms. The good coins that did so well back in 2023, 2021 are going to cool off, and you're going to find the coins that didn't do anything this cycle around, they're going to be the ones that's going to be bursting. So just because they haven't moved it previously, do not discard it. There's going to be a time where these altcoins are going to start flourishing. So Dodo, for example, didn't do anything in the previous years and months. It might do something. It might even be a best runner. Okay? I don't like Zilliqa. I'm sorry, I don't like Zilliqa. I feel like waiting on Zilliqa is like waiting on gold. It's just wait on gold. I'd rather you put that money into gold and not into Zilliqa. Okay? 7 people in the room. What questions do you have for me left? Ismail, are you happy with the watch list I've given you? Have I? I think, yeah. Yeah, anyways. Ismail? No? I swear to God, I feel like you guys just put me on mute and just disappear. Thank you so much for wasting my time. Okay. He probably will look at it later. Okay. So, any more questions for me? Any more questions? It's all right if you want to ask me more questions, you know. What does it take? Oh, I've got a female on the group. I've got a female on the group. I love females, guys, in the group. Like, it just demasculates a little bit their environment. I feel like there's a lot of like masculinity, which is nice because the guys are on my group are like so friendly and amazing. Like, they could be friends, literally. But I love more females because it's a good balance. What does it take to be your student, Asma? What do you mean? Do you want to be a trader with me? Like, get on my calls, the same trades I do, and etc. Or do you mean like being a taught student? I am thinking, I've been saying this 2021 and the year 2021, everyone's asking me to start a course and to give my own thoughts about how to teach. There's so much shit I need to do. I know. I put them in the back burner, but I need to get into that. The other thing I was thinking about, guys, is something that's going to be more on the expensive side. So I don't know if you guys will either be willing to do that. Is to take 5 students and charge them a good amount on each. But then I'll have you guys for a good 6 months. And what we'll be doing every single day is work together and trade and pick together. Like, as if you're going to be a clone of me. And we're going to be together. The only thing I don't know if it's viable is for those who are working a lot. They might not have a good so many hours in a day to do this. Do you see what I mean? But if you guys want, I can select 5 students that I will work every single day with to brush their knowledge up to I wouldn't say to my standard, because of course my standard took 9-10 years, but to enough standard to pick up my strategies. So that's what I was thinking. Or to sell a training course on how to pick up. It'll be everything from what candles even look like, what is a price open, what is a price close. And I'll have a whole chapter of market psychology. Do not underestimate market psychology. When I see people underestimate it, like, do not underestimate it. It's like you saying, I'm cooking an amazing food without salt. That's exactly what it is. How could you taste the food if it does not have any salt inside? This is market psychology. If you understand market psychology, guys, you will master anything that comes your way when it comes to financial markets at large, not just crypto. It will be stocks, it will be commodities, it will be anything you put your hands on. You will master it. And portfolio management, because you understand the psychology. Okay? Do not underestimate it, please. So I'm more than happy to deliver a course. I'm also happy to do this 5-student thing that I was talking about. But I expect these 5 students to not, like, if we're going to be doing it every single day, it's going to be like as if I'm having you right sitting next to me and we're talking to each other and we're going through every single trade. I'll be trading with you. So you guys will see some of my account and I will see all of your account. And then we will go trade together and then, make profits in the same trades, basically. It's like basically having another Asma next to Asma, if that makes sense. All right. Okay. Any more questions? No? Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys benefited. And I wanted this to be a video about market psychology because it's really, really important. But I really do hope that you guys benefited. And if you don't have time to watch and have contained, like if you haven't watched everything, go back to the video and rewatch it again and again and again. I would have paid to have someone teach me this, guys. Okay. I was learning how to trade crypto from someone who was doing stocks. Can you just conceptualize this for a moment? There was a stock trader on YouTube that I was watching religiously. This guy knew me like in and out because of how much I was always liking, commenting, and asking him questions. And he was so helpful. Okay. I was learning how to trade crypto because he was learning stocks, because I knew that psychology behind the market and what to look out for, blah, blah, blah. But I had to just implement it into the crypto market. But that was the only person I knew at that time that was a good trader in anything. So, and then it takes time. It takes time. It does take time, but you have to be very passionate about it. Okay. Ismail, you are, I mean, and I would love for all my Muslim brothers and sisters, even my Christian ones, come on, guys, go and make some prayers for me. Make a lot of prayers for me. I really do need it. And thank you so much. And I wish everyone so much success. Guys, your success, even though you don't join my group, but it makes me happy to know that someone's benefiting, because financial strain is a mother effing, financial loss, financial strain. It makes the best of us weak. The best of us weak. If I could kill financial difficulty, if a financial difficulty was a man, I would have killed that man, if that makes sense. So I understand how it was, specifically if you're like a single parent or if you're going through hardship financially, guys. Trust and believe that God is going to take you out of that in one way or another. But you have to invest in yourself. And the best way to invest in yourself is to do something that is digitally nomad. So anything that you can do, as long as you have a computer and internet, you could be e-commerce selling, you could be digital marketing, whatever you want to do. You don't have to be necessarily a trader, but you have to invest in your own skill, okay? Trading in your own self or investing in your own self, whether it's trading, e-commerce, digital marketing, selling course, whatever you want to do on the side, make sure that you can do it without relying on anyone else, because that's the worst thing in the world, to feel like your financial independence is dependent on another person. I hope that makes sense. Yalla, let's go. Take care, guys. I did, Shinonia. I did answer, Shinonia. I said, if you would like to be, what do you mean that you want to be my student? Do you want to be my student as in part of my VIP? There's a membership fee. Okay? There's a membership fee, of course, because it's my time. I had to give up my 9-to-5 job in a healthcare IT company, guys, to do this full time. So what I'm doing right now, I'm charging these VIP groups to compensate for that salary that I used to take for my other job. Otherwise, it didn't make sense for me to leave that job, if that makes sense. Okay? So that's the only thing I'm doing, is just charging you guys a small fee of what you would be getting out of the VIP membership. So there's a membership, there's 3 months. If you would like to join, I can give you my, quickly right now. If you like to join, just message me here. message me here. Let me give you my link. Okay. And I will get you a message and tell me what you're interested in. And if you're going to do this full time, if you're going to do this part time, how much your capital size is, are you good at it? Are you not? Everything that I need to know. And then we'll hopefully get you to somewhere. Okay. But as usual, I guarantee my students back their fee. Okay. Though I don't have to. I don't have to because I'm just at risk with the market like everyone else. But because I know I'm very talented at this, I guarantee people their fee. So if you would like to join for the first 3 months, learn as much as you possibly can from me. If you feel like you're benefiting from it, you can keep renewing and etc. Okay. Otherwise, you can be my independent students. And with being independent, then of course, that'll be something that's down the line, to be honest. I can't think of it right now. No worries, Ismail. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. Both of you, all of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. And have a great night. Okay? Ciao, ciao.